leaders, Lady Vice Chairman, party officers, members of the cabinet, members of the government, members of the PNM family gathered here in Mayaro, members of the media, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We are here in Mayaro today to continue education according to the People's National Movement. And I am so proud of the fact that so many of you have come from far and wide to listen to the PNM's gospel here in Mayaro Recreation Ground today. Is there anybody here from the constituency of Princestown North? Let me hear you. Anybody from the constituency of Tunapuna? Anybody from the constituency of Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West? Anybody from Leventil East, Morvar? Anybody, listen to this one, anybody from the constituency of Couva North? See it? I wanted that one to come through loud and clear. Because you see, we're not talking to you all here, my dear friends. We're talking to those who we know listening to us on the radio and watching us on television this afternoon. You see, because when the PNM, ladies and gentlemen, is talking education, what are they doing? They are squabbling among themselves. When it ain't Ram, it is Jack. When it ain't Ram and Jack, it is G. Between three of them, they will bury all of us tomorrow morning. Are there any people here from the constituency of San Fernando East? Anybody, my dear friends? Are there any people here from Mayaro? Are there any people here from the People's National Movement? They must hear it. They must hear it all over Trinidad and Tobago. And let it be known, ladies and gentlemen, that when the PNM gets together in a family like this, it is a family that comes together. We meet each other from different constituencies. We make new friends. We have one thing in common. All of us are here because we subscribe to the aims and objectives and aspirations of the People's National Movement. It brings together people of all races, people of all classes, people from different cultural backgrounds and social strains, all, my dear friends, under the umbrella of the People's National Movement. Welcome, welcome indeed to the College of Mayaro Recreation Ground. How are we going? All right. I must make a comment. I must make a comment on the audience this evening. Because you see, I know that there are those who are going to want to write about it tomorrow and in disparaging terms. My dear friends, when the Minister of Local Government talked about thousands and thousands and thousands, it was no exaggeration. There is a large number. We don't have the final figure yet. We take account, we take and estimate, the authorities estimate the audience at every one of our meetings. So we don't have the figure now, but we'll make that figure public tomorrow. So let me see what others will say before we make the figure public. But we know that many of us are here and that we represent all walks of life, all shades of opinion, all geographic parts of our country. We are members of the People's National Movement. My dear friends, what is the major aspiration that we have now? The major aspiration is to achieve developed country status by the year 2020. That is our aspiration. And by that we mean that by the year 2020, Trinidad and Tobago will be a united, resilient, productive, innovative, and prosperous nation with a disciplined, caring, fun-loving society, comprising healthy, happy, and well-educated people, and built on the enduring attributes of self-reliance, respect, tolerance, equity, and integrity, in which every citizen has equal opportunities to achieve his or her fullest potential. All citizens enjoy a high quality of life, where quality health care is available to all, and where safe, peaceful, environmentally friendly communities are maintained. All citizens are assured of a sound, relevant education system tailored to meet the human resource needs of a modern, progressive, technologically advancing nation. Optimum use is made of all the resources of the nation. The family, as the foundation of the society, contributes to its growth, development, and stability. There is respect for the rule of law and human rights, and the promotion of the principles of democracy. The diversity and creativity of all its people are valued and nurtured. That is the aspiration. That is the vision of the PNM. That, my dear friends, is the only vision on the political agenda today of any political party. And when others come to you, the first question you must ask them, you must tell them, the vision of the PNM is developed country status by the year 2020. What is your vision? And talk done. What is your vision? Because we have gone past the stage where we are going to vote for people because of the color of their skin or the texture of their hair. Them days gone. We vote, my dear friends, for those who promise, who are in the best position to give us our aspiration, the things that we aspire for, the highest quality of life in the shortest possible time for the largest number of people. That is what government is all about. And if you can't deliver that, don't even bother to come. Ladies and gentlemen, what does the Bible say? It begins at home. And if you can't fix your own house, why are you trying to come and fix mine? You will realize that one of the aspirations of our vision is the development of a fun-loving society. And as we are here today, before our meeting, we came a little earlier, we met to have a day of fun. A day of fun, my dear friends, an expression and an experience of fun is part of the vision of the PNM. So that as we came here today, we were living out an element of Vision 2020 that says that we are trying to develop a fun-loving people. We are part of that today as the PNM meets and as we relax and have a day of fun before we get engaged in our program of political education. It's going good. My dear friends, this is the 8th lecture in the series so far, and this is going to be the last at this stage in Trinidad on constitution reform. You will recall that the first 3 lectures were on local government reform, and that the last 4 have been on different aspects of the reform of the Constitution. And I want to remind you that we said we were going to achieve our vision on the basis of 5 pillars: enabling competitive business, nurturing a caring society, developing innovative people, investing in sound infrastructure and the environment, and governing effectively. Governing effectively. Effective governance is an essential part of developed country status. And as we meet here today, we meet to discuss that aspect of our vision, that aspect, my dear friends, of a country's aspiration to develop country status, recognizing that once we commit ourselves to govern effectively, and therefore a need to review our systems of governance, we are going to have to review the system of governance at the local level. This is local government reform. We are going to have to review our system of governance and modernize it at the national level, which is constitution reform. We are going to have to look at our system of governance at the regional level, which is Caribbean integration, my dear friends. And we will have to review our system of governance at the international level, which has to do with the foreign policy of the government of Trinidad and Tobago, and our view as to how the international community should be governed by the international agencies, the United Nations, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, the Inter-American Development Bank, the Organization of American States, and so on and so on and so on. Straightforward. But it is important that you understand it. It is important that you understand it. Because very shortly, my dear friends, very shortly, we are going to embark on an exercise of consultation where we are coming